I'm Donovan, and I'm joined with Nick and Jack from Flat Party.
Hello.
How are you guys?
Hello.
Yeah, very well. Very well. Enjoyed
How
the.
are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. Today marks the release of your second EP. It's all been done before. How are you finding the reaction so far?
Really good.
It's been really nice, actually.
Yeah. Good.
I mean, we got some good reviews from DIY and Far Out, and people have been enjoying it. Like the singles went down well. Played with Feet last night at the Dome, and that was from going on first. It was really like kind of surprising how
People
it turned out in the end.
Yeah.
It was just good time.
Yeah, it's nice to have some. We were sort of like, oh, we're not getting any press or anything from the singles, but it's all just kind of whacked out.
It's come now.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, people seem to be liking it.
Cool. Well, the title, It's All Been Done Before, has a bit of irony. In a saturated indie music scene, what does Flat Party bring that is fresh and original?
No kind of meal deal monologues or anything. I guess. I think there's a different angle that we're coming from, influence-wise, just generally. A lot of these bands that seem to be indie, maybe post-punk leaning, have a lot of, I don't know, there's a lot of The Fall in there, there's a lot of Nick Cave. It's all very like, it's good, it's good, what they're doing is good. I'm sure that people like it, but I think we're coming from a very different space and writing about different things.
Yeah, I think it's very much right in being inspired by very, like, I don't know, 70s classical rock, in terms of like power pop songwriters in like Big Star and like late replacement stuff, but then also not like shying away from the people, like your Manics and your Suede of your 90s, and like taking all of those kind of post-punk influences and putting them through. I kind of, we're not just singing about things, which I feel like a lot of these post-punk bands do. It's like there's an actual
Reference by numbers.
Which is, and don't get me wrong, there's so many songs like that I love. But there's a lot of bands nowadays that I just kind of singing about things.
I think theme-wise, we try and come from an angle that's a bit more like nuanced, and maybe sort of dress things in narratives, and there's comments on things that we comment on aspects of society maybe, but it's in a more kind of subtle
And veiled.
veiled way, I guess. We're just coming from a different angle, I think, which is probably hopefully what we offer.
So, well, it's your second EP of the year. What did you learn from the debut in January, and how has the band developed since then?
Not to compromise, I think.
Do what, like, if it doesn't feel good for one person, don't do it. Like, I think we were so excited to get the first one out and push that through, and it was a very quick process. It was a good process, but I think we didn't really have time to stop and think how we wanted it to sound and how we wanted it to feel.
We were sort of swept up in the idea of going into the studio with a producer. We'd not done that before, and that, I think we were quite shy.
I didn't really, and we weren't all there for the whole time. Like we recorded bits and bobs, which, like, it worked for the EP. The first EP sounds good, but the second EP we went in with Chris, our Scottish like guide. He's just like massive. He's like 6 foot something, long flowing hair,
Like a wizard.
He is like, I did describe him as Scottish Gandalf. He is my girlfriend. But we just had like 8 days with him. In the studio in Eastport, and just like actually like, I don't know, sat down and really thought everything through. And we had a really clear idea before we went in, rather than we just had songs last time.
We had a vision for it, for sure.
Which was great.
Yeah, cool. Well, something that stayed the same across the releases is the music videos and the visualizers, which are really cool. You've mentioned being inspired by filmmakers like Wong Kar-wai. Is that right? How important are visuals to your art?
Really important. I mean, I think especially more so now than 20 or 30 years ago, because you are, as a musician, you're also a content creator, you're a like social media manager. You've got to do all these things anyway, so you might as well make it interesting.
And like the best bands from the 90s, and the ones that I like the most, have like amazing videos, like the Manics. Their videos are just like, they have a really good time, and it's just like, even just to like a band who has really good videos that stand out, even just some of this far away from us is Slipknot, like their videos.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they've got a world and they've got a vision that they put towards not just their music, but also their visuals. And Xander in the band, our drummer, who does all the visuals, is just like, we've kind of, in this kind of modern world of music where you have to kind of be a Swiss Army band and do pretty much everything yourself, having somebody like that is just, because I will have an idea and just be able to go like, what can we do this? And then Xander will run away and come back with a storyboard and the treatments, and it's just class.
Yeah, sounds good. You're about to play at Banquet Records down the road before you're going off across the UK for a tour. What are you looking forward to most about getting back on stage?
It's just the buzz.
It's great. It's the high you can't buy.
I think it's just because, I don't know, we've been playing in bands for a while, and
It's never felt this good.
Yeah, it's never felt this good, and there was a reason we always kept doing it anyway, and now it's just grand that we can like run around. Like for me, it's like we've all known each other for such a long time. To get out on the road and just be in a van, it's just like the best buzz.
Also, just meeting people that are into it.
Yeah.
Which we get so much more now. We had it a bit on the last tour, but we were still relatively, obscure. We've managed to garner a sort of small, dedicated fan base now, and we notice regulars coming to shows and stuff. And
there was like a fella last night at the feature who came up to me and went, "You're in Flat Party, aren't you?" And I was at a bar, and I was like, "Oh, yes." And then he was like, "I saw you in Portsmouth."
Yeah,
And he was saying, I was thinking about coming in the future, and then I saw you were on the bill, and that is just mad.
Yeah, and so that wins for me.
And all I could really say to him is like, "That's a really long way." I just said, "Thanks, that's a really long way. I don't think you should have done that." But yeah, it's just, I think it's definitely like, it kind of makes it a bit real, because playing shows in London, it's grand, but it just, I don't know, it kind of melts your head a bit. But when you get out on the road, somebody goes like, "I've just randomly found you and I bought a ticket," it's the biggest buzz.
Cool. Well, you supported the feed last night, as you said. You've also supported bands like Courting, English Teacher. Who's your dream act to support?
And that's got Spotify.
I mean, I don't know.
I'd love to support Geese.
Yeah, I mean, a modern band. Geese are awesome.
I mean, a modern band that I always want to support because I love the tunes. The band called Yowl. We supported them in Paris, and that was just like a dream come true. Getting to hear that song, Warm.
Yeah, Warm's great. It's like one of the best songs ever written. I had to stop myself from asking Gabriel, like, "Can you write down the words to that?" I was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do that."
Yeah, I can't think of any in terms of like legend.
I'd love to play with Suede, obviously, but that's a personal thing of just wanting to say hi and and the Manics. But modern bands, maybe Geese. Geese are really cool.
I'd love to just go on a tour with English Teacher so I could hear that nearly Daffodils tune every night.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
Is it nearly Daffodils? Simply Daffodils, something Daffodils.
Yeah, nearly Daffodils.
Yeah, actually done like such a bang. But I don't know.
I say Geese. Why not? That's a modern band.
Yeah.
But I'd love to meet James.
Geese is good. Yeah, James Dean Bradfield to shake my hand and cripple it. That would be great.
Do you support those support shows any differently to when you're doing headline gigs?
Anyway.
Is support them what, like, as in like
when you're on like support runs with like Courting, do you approach them most?
Oh no. We go out. We pretend everyone's there for us, basically, in a good way.
I think it's coming out a bit harder because we're playing 30 minutes instead of an hour of a headline show. So
the pressure's off as well. It's like it's actually way less stressful supporting people for sure. Yeah.
The thing where we say if we're playing like an empty show or a support show where nobody really knows who we are, it's just like we get on there and like let's get a bit weird.
Yeah.
See how much like
that's our phrase before those shows. It's just like let's get weird.
Let's see how. Let's just have loads of fun, be a bit stupid, like finish the set and just kind of be like, right, see what. I know all these people are there for that, but see if we can. I quite like to see how many people we can leave silent.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah, well, it's been a good year for indie artists like yourself. What albums or songs have you been enjoying so far?
Worldwide Whack by Tierra Whack.
Okay.
She's a Philly rapper. I saw her last Sunday at the Roundhouse. Her best things of the year, fucking class.
I really like Nilfayana's new album. Yeah, I work in a record shop as well.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, for a bit of the extra dosh. And so I quite fortunate that I get to see. It tells me what's current and happening.
This fella Sam Blasucci.
Sam Blasucci.
Oh,
This real life thing.
Listen to our own.
Yeah, well, I haven't heard listening to the on Spotify because I hadn't heard how cause the last tune's got the piano outro, so I hadn't heard how it went for the last tune for the piano. And I was relearning Paranoia.
Yeah.
But this album, Real Life Thing by Sam Blasucci, it's fucking beautiful. It's like power poppy, mental. 45 minutes, really good stuff. And MJ Lenderman as well.
Oh yeah.
That's so up my street.
Yeah.
Fireworks. Wristwatch, what a banger.
What's your name again, Sam? I'm Dylan. Okay, cool. Goodbye. Okay, Dylan is now with us from Flat Party. How you doing, Dylan?
Very well, thanks for having me.
You're very welcome.
Is that a mic?
Yeah.
Oh, glad. It is a mic. All right, so the band Flat Party started as a duo, but has now 6 members. Is that not difficult sometimes? How do you navigate creative differences when everyone's got their own ideas?
Fight to the death.
I'm going to go with my same answer I did. It's like we've kind of got to a point where it's like if one person's not really comfortable with something, we won't kind of carry forward with it, and we'll work out their like kind of concern or something like that. It's like recently with Paranoia that's on the EP, we were playing it in practice and it's kind of like, oh, it's not really feeling right, and then people are like, I don't think we should play it, and then it's like, well, let's just break it down and then get to a point where we all feel comfortable again. So I think that's how we mainly deal with it.
Yeah, and like we said before, like there's a good division of labour. We're very Marxist.
And the rest.
But no, yeah, it's like, we know our lanes and we kind of play to our best abilities, basically, don't we?
Yeah.
We sort of like take up roles.
Yeah.
Which is good.
I think, it still kind of holds that initial duo feel because, you and Rory have such a major part in the writing of the songs. You specifically, really. It's like, there's no sort of issues there with like writing music and scouting. Too many people trying to get at it. And Jack writes the songs, we learn the parts, and it works really well.
Yeah, and then it's like I think taking the part and being like, oh, how about this, maybe?
Yeah,
and then it's all.
You usually come back bass lines, to be honest.
No, your bass lines are wicked, but it's more just.
I don't write it with anything else in mind.
No, I
basically used to be the best it can be, and you're like, why don't we make it work?
Well, you make it playable.
Sort of.
But I think it's more just like Jack and Rory, the sense of the duo, that's so true. It's still there because they write the songs, but then we're just there and we like elevate it.
Yeah.
So that 6-piece band feel.
Yeah, but it very much feels like a band, rather than a duo with musicians in it.
Yeah,
especially because we've just stuck with this lineup so long that we just personally would feel like a band.
Yeah.
We're all very
Professionally, it's very different.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, nice. Well, after hearing the new EP, I'm sure fans will want to hear even more, maybe a full album. Is that something we can expect in 2025?
Or can I split up before then?
Yeah, like Jeff Lindsay, there'll be Rory and Rourke's Flat Party. 2025.
No, we I don't know about 2025. It's too early to say, really, but we definitely want to. We have the music. The only thing that stops us from doing an album is really circumstance. It's just finding the right time.
Yeah.
We've got like sort of we sound kind of 2, maybe 3 albums worth of tunes.
Oh,
really.
wow.
We've got a lot of stuff we've not played with people, and that's saying like we might end up playing it with each other and be like, no, that's crap. Let's not do that.
Yeah.
But in terms of like songs written that we keep in our sphere,
Yeah, cool.
we've got a lot there. It's just a case of playing the game through.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Well, on the new EP, I think there's a lot of different creative elements and influences. Starts with like distorted guitar, ends with piano. How do you take all those different elements and put them into something cohesive?
I think for your writing, it's because everything's been written over such a long time.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Like each of those songs, like Circle comes from such a specific part of your life.
Yeah.
And like for me, I can hear like the different times of your life within those songs. Like you got
This
Madonna.
is when it was shit.
Yeah, Madonna and Shotgun from when I was like, he was loving the pints. And then like Paranoia was like when he was like, he was like being really deep in thought about his music.
Yeah.
And then like, I don't know, it's like, I think the complete range of musical styles.
It's basically just all about me, isn't it? It's my autobiography and
I think that's it. To be honest, I'm happy to facilitate that because the music's good though. But
I think from a sonic point of view as well, I think Chris McRory, who produced the EP, I think he was stellar at really bringing it all together.
yeah, sure. I think we always kind of have a grounding sort of arrangement that is then branched out on. So there's always kind of like, I mean, you know, the classic like bass, drums, guitar, keys sort of thing. And that's always the root of it, and then it's just like seeing what possibilities you can get from those, working outwards from that formula.
Yeah.
Rather than being like, we should get a string quartet, we should, you know, shit like that. It's like work with what we've got, see how far we can take it with that.
Yeah.
I think is probably the best way that it stays cohesive. Probably.
yeah, I mean, like thinking about Shotgun in the studio is very much like, let's get down the parts that we do live,
Yeah.
and have that as the core.
Yeah.
And then let's get lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Sounds good. Well, that's all my questions. Thank you for the time. It's been a good interview. Thanks for having us. Yeah. Good luck with the tour. Get tickets for the tour if you haven't already.
Yes, please.
And check out the new EP. It's all been done before. Thanks very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers. Thanks.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.